Hi, I'm Chris Weeks. I'm a freelance photographer based in LA, and that's all the stuff that's in my bag, my think tank airport something or other. North Face fanny pack. It's just a normal non-photo one. 2 lenses, an extra flash. A lot of times both flashes go in there just because sometimes I don't use flash, but if I need them, those are things I blow out all the time. And there's a couple extra batteries. Normally I shoot with a 1DS Mark III, and depending on how my shoulders feel, I'll either just use a Leica M9, and I know this one says M8 on it, but it really is an M9. Here, I'll show you. 18 megapixels, M8s didn't do that. This is a prototype from Leica, and you can see the serial number. It's number 23. The rangefinder allows me to shoot a whole different way because this is also full frame, so it's just like shooting both of my full frame Canons. I can shoot ultra fast lenses. I mean, this is a 1.435, this is a 1.424. If I want to go a little longer, I carry a 75-20. It basically acts just like my ambient body. I have a flash body, which is primarily the 1DS Mark III. And then I have an ambient body, which is either a 5D Mark II without that stupid power adapter thing or whatever it's called, or the M9. I never put a flash on it. Sometimes I'll carry just the M9 and the 5D Mark II and make that the flash body. So, and sometimes it depends on if I have this as a short telly, which is usually the one I use is an 85-1.4 Zeiss ZE. If I have that on this body, I'll use a third body, which is the M9, and I'll either go really wide with a 24 or semi-wide with a 35, so I can just get a different look than what I'm getting with the Canon stuff. The primary lens I use a lot for like the event stuff is a 24-70 It's for follow focus, so that when I'm shooting video, it transmits this kind of energy to this kind of energy. And it works phenomenally. (70-200), which is nice and beat. It's so long it always hits stuff. I'm surprised it works still. And another ambient lens I use is a 50-1.4 Zeiss CE, which is phenomenal. I'm not a huge fan of Canon glass. It's all right. The Zeiss stuff is much better, especially in the primes. I love their bodies. Yeah, I mean, if I was a sports guy, I'd switch to Nikon, but let's see.
Why is that?
Because the autofocus is better. Enough space to, I think there's like 60 or 48 or 60 gig. I think I can handle just about anything I shoot. And again, think tank, they did a good job. And I never know what flashes I use. It's whatever the latest ones, except I don't think these are the latest ones. 580 EXs. I don't use a power pack. I use lithiums. I find that they're crack cocaine for flashes. Because I'm not a machine gun shooter. I get a few frames and I'm usually good to go. 16-35. What else is in here? I carry one extra for the 1DS Mark III and I carry one extra for the M9, and I don't really worry about the 5D Mark II because it lasts forever. I can go for a couple days and not have to worry. And sometimes I'll be able to have this near me, so I won't have to carry this at all. And if I'm lazy, I'll just carry one body. But that's not usually the case. I usually always have two bodies, and a lot of times three bodies. But now I can, with the M9, it's amazing. That's my new ambient body, especially since it goes right into the workflow. Well, the workflow is what I have for my Canons. It goes from the card into the Macintosh, and it depends if it's a wire service assignment, then I use whatever proprietary ingesting stuff they use. But if it's for an editorial shoot that's my own, it goes from the card to the computer to aperture, and I do my selects and my exports, and it's all good. It's very fast. And now the little SD cards that go on the M9, they go right alongside the big CF cards that go in the Canons. These are all ND filters and stuff basically that I'll use on an 85-1.4 to shoot wide open when even at the lowest ISO and the highest shutter speed, you shouldn't be able to shoot wide open, but I like to shoot wide open even during bright sunlight. And different densities, really dark, less so. And a lot of it I use on the Leicas because I like to shoot wide open.
And what do we have over here?
Earplugs, because I shoot a lot of music. And I spend a lot of time in nightclubs. Not necessarily the Los Angeles ones, but the ones in Las Vegas I wear earplugs for sure. And off camera. Yeah, and that's about it. I mean, I threw a few things in here that I wanted, because I don't like walking around with photo gear outside and exposed because they all think you're a freaking pap. And I mean, I guess I could wear like a photo vest, but then they'd think I was Ken Rockwell or something. Just kidding. How did I get started? I've always shot. My first photo was in the local paper in Thousand Oaks when I was 11 years old. And I shot for the local paper for about 2 years while I was in junior high school. And I actually wrote about my school. And I've always shot. I assisted for a long time in my 20s for a car shooter and motorcycle shooter, but I've never shot a car nor a motorcycle. The whole time I was an assistant, I also shot for like the Rob Report and a lot of polo, like horsey polo magazines. And I shot polo all over the world.